Good evening, everyone. My name is Jess Markowitz, and I'm excited to be here with you guys tonight. Today is December 7th. We had a very exciting morning today with the launch of the Child Warmer, and we had another chance to get our hands on some of those Bitty Buddies, which I hope you had a chance to get. They're super cute. They're great stocking stuffers, and kiddos love them. I wanted to just touch base on some updates that I hope you had a chance to see in the news tab. They just posted recently this afternoon about a second chance to order a pre-sale order for a second chance to order the basically starting today on your website, December 7th, through it says, let's see, through the week. So the second chance pre-sale will last 1 week or until the number of pre-orders reaches the limited number of available products, whichever comes first. The Child Scentsy Warmer will be available individually and as a bundle with Air of Adventure fragrance. Fragrance will continue to be available individually on your personal website or workstation. We anticipate products will be available to redeem mid-August to early September. So basically, if your clients just have to have that warmer, they're going to be willing to wait, and that's basically how that's the option. I'm so sorry that some of you didn't have a chance to get in and get those ordered. I know it can be a frustrating thing. However, just remember that's just a sign that we have a very high demand product, and but you're in the right business because you have a product that people want, right? Every pre-order item will require a non-refundable. Make sure that you are making sure your clients are aware of that $10 deposit, which will also go towards the product's full retail price, which I think is awesome that they do that. And then there's also a second chance FAQ that you'll want to make sure that you read about, because just if there's any details that your clients might want to need any further information. We are getting ready to, we have the new Get Ready for Transition for a new season, which starts in January. In the news tab, it says, here are some tools and resources that will be available to you as we transition from fall winter 2020 into the spring summer 2021 spring season. So in January, the 1st through the 31st is going to be 10% off the catalogs. And let's see, you'll get starting January 1st in packs of 25. So this is something you want to, think about when you get your next paycheck. You want to put aside some funds for your business supplies so you can take advantage of those sales. We also have a transition of our fragrance testers. If you are brand new and you haven't been in a transition yet, we have to transition meaning there's going to be some fragrances in your tester kit that stay in the catalog and still will be available that are currently in the fall season. And then, so you'll keep those, and then you'll transition those out that are being discontinued. And January will be the time that you get to really, really beef up your Scentsy Club program, because you can call those people that are in love with their fragrances that are in the fall and keep those on a Always Get My Bar membership program. And then once they are gone, you would transition those new spring and summer testers into your kit, which will be available for that 6 months. And the transition tester set is 20%. The 1st through the 31st is 20% off. So you definitely want to take advantage of that, since it gives you an opportunity to get a little bit of a discount, because they do realize that it is business supplies. You do not get PRV. Everybody asks when you're brand new. It's a question that everybody has, and it's a logical question. The reason why you don't get PRV off of those testers or business supplies is because you get a tax deduction because you own a business, so you get a kickback that way. Okay, but so make sure you are paying attention and logging your taxes. Okay, all the things that you basically anything in the Scentsy Success Store is a marketing write-off. So make sure you're printing everything off along with your website, if you belong and you're enrolled in any of the different regions if for sponsoring, and if you're in region 1 and you enroll in the region 1 agreement, you can do parties and sell to the other region 1 countries, which is Guam, Puerto Rico, and Canada, and Mexico. Let's see. The discontinued products flyers are going to be available, so you can start marketing that on January 1st. So these are all things you want to prepare. And the reason why they're telling you this now is because you actually have to schedule it into your calendar. If you don't plan, when am I going to do this marketing? When am I going to start letting my clients know this is going to happen and start preparing for it? That's when you'll start to scramble and, oh man, it's January, this is happening, or February and we have a new catalog. I didn't order my catalogs. I don't have transition testers, and I haven't told my clients. So that's why they want you to start thinking now, even though I get it, we're still in the fall, very busy season. We still have another week and a half before the cutoff season for the last cutoff for Christmas. But you want to start planning ahead as well and just kind of put that aside. And even if you don't do that until you place your last order for Christmas, they just want you to have all the information so you can start doing that and planning your January with all these transition information in mind. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have going on? Okay, and updates to the consultant cancellation policy. So this past year, because of COVID, they have not been canceling consultants. So usually every 4 months, you have an obligation to place 200 PRV order in one given month to stay a consultant, an active consultant. And they had put that cancellation on hold due to this pandemic because a lot of people have been affected. And effective February 1st, you basically have this month, all of January, to get yourself active, place at least one order of 200 PRV in order to not be canceled. Now, so that cancellation policy will be in effect again February 1st. So if you do not earn those at least 200 points in PRV in a single month, then let's see, during the previous consecutive 12-month period, will have their account canceled. So it's because it has been about 12 months since that since it came into effect that they started doing that. So it says this will impact anyone who hasn't earned the 200 PRV in a single month during the consecutive 12 months periods starting February 2020. So wow, I can't believe it's been almost a full year that they haven't canceled anybody. If you are a team leader and you have a team, a lot of you may be kind of freaking out thinking, oh gosh, people are going to be canceled. Here's the thing. If they haven't placed an order in over a year, then they aren't affecting your business. So I'm not saying not to reach out to them, let them know what's going on, because they may be maybe COVID has been affecting them. And they just need a reminder that, hey, you do have a Scentsy business, and if you want to continue to have one, you'll have to, get some orders in. And they may need a little bit of a reminder via text or phone call. A lot of people don't they don't read emails, or it goes to spam and they don't see it. So that extra step may be all they need, okay? As a reminder, if a consultant has not earned at least 200 PRV in a single month during this previous consecutive 4-month period, their account status will remain current. However, they will permanently lose any downline they may have at the time. All downline consultants will roll up to the immediate upline consultant, including any future associated bonuses, commissions, or other compensated earnings earned through the sales and other activities. Downline roll-ups due to inactivity are effective on the first day of the month immediately after the 4th month period of inactivity. So that's something to think of as well. If you are a sponsor and your team has a team, make sure that they're aware of that they're going to lose their team as well. So I think that was the last thing that I wanted to touch base. Oh, and then we also have until the end of this month, December 31st, for the second chance pre-order for the Polar Panorama warmer. It's such a beautiful warmer. I have it back there, but I have a bunch of lights. You can't really see it very well, but it's absolutely gorgeous in when it's lit up and you don't have a lot of light shining on it. So make sure your clients are aware of that. Don't stop marketing it, because if they absolutely want it, maybe it's their dream to go to Alaska and see the, what's it called? Something borealis, aurora borealis lights, which is just, I definitely want to see it one day. So they would be willing to wait and get that in there. There's also an update, not really an update, but it's just a clarification of FDA standards that Scentsy has basically kind of clarified everybody. Hi everyone, I just saw you on Facebook. Hi Simone, hi Nadia. We have been running numbers and doing lots of recognition on Facebook on these calls. I've been sending emails, but they have been individual. I will continue to send you emails if whatever bracket you've made, like if you were active or you hit 500 or 1,000, whatever, because those are all private. And so I will continue to do that. But the Direct Sales Association really wants us to be very specific with privacy. And so we no longer can basically share people's specific numbers in public. And I apologize that last week we knew about this, but it's just from habit of always rolling off numbers and who's in top and this and that. And you guys have expressed that you really like to know, where people are. And a lot of you like to hear your numbers rolled off. And it was just habit, and I apologize. So what I had to do is go and add the income disclosure to that YouTube recording, and I did, just so I didn't have to take it down completely. But moving forward, I won't be doing our normal housekeeping as far as sharing who's in top sales, whatever, as far as sharing names and specific names in our group. However, I can share like a bracket of who's in top, not who, but like what the top sales numbers are so far for the month. So I will do that just so you can have an idea of what's possible, because I think when you know that people are out there, making these numbers for the month, you are able to just, like I said, know that it's possible that, hey, if this person can do this at, the 7th of the month, and then so can I, and maybe it'll inspire you to show up to meetings more often and actually train yourself more often and say, okay, obviously they know something I don't know, so maybe I need to, like I said, train myself more or surround myself with these people more. So far for the month, the top sales for our entire group, and it's only the 7th of the month, is $1,846. So that's really, really good. She's almost sold over $2,000. And so basically, if you've sold $2,000 or more, which this person is almost done in the first week of her month, you get a sales bonus of 5%, which bumps you up to 30%. So she could probably almost bet that she's going to make at least a $600 paycheck just off her commission. That's it. And then also, if she is a leader and has a team, she can also get those sponsoring bonuses. So that's just something I like to share, and so you know what's possible. And so far we have, let's see. So far we have, let's see, we'll go back to this. We have 4 people that have sponsored 1 new person into the Scentsy family, which is awesome. Remember that this is not only we're in the middle of a pandemic and people are losing jobs, they're losing funds. So it's more the reason to be offering this opportunity for them to have an extra leg of income or even just change their career field completely. But you know, it's something that we need to make sure people are aware is available to them. Okay, so that's just something I want you guys to think about, is that it's they always say that the statistics, when people say, why did you join the business, the higher percentage of people say because somebody actually asked me or told me about it. It's not that there was a specific strategy behind it. It's literally that they became aware. They had the knowledge that it was an option for them. So think about that. Have you given all of your customers and or clients the knowledge that the business opportunity is available to them first? And if you honestly could be honest with yourself, I could even say that there are people that I haven't had that conversation with, because sometimes it's just, you didn't have the chance yet. But the nice thing is that if you do have people on your list that you haven't, which we all have people on our list that we haven't, then we can make sure that we goal ourselves to have those conversations and make sure we can check that off. And we never know, they might end up joining eventually, or even if they never do, we know that we did our job and they know that it's available to them. Now, getting back really fast to the recognition, I am going to be emailing and posting on our group pages a recognition form that it's a Google form that you are welcome to fill out. So I'll have on record your approval to share your numbers. And if you like to be highlighted, you want people to see what you're doing, you want to be able to be an example to other people to show what's possible, then you'll fill this out and I can have that printed out in your file and have a proof basically that you are okay with me showing what you're doing with PRV, with sponsoring, as you promote, things like that. So, but if you don't fill it out, you won't be called out. So that's something I have to do formally. And if for some reason you don't get the form, you didn't see the post, you didn't get the email, but you see other people, like, why is everybody else getting shut up by me? Then I'm sure I'll get a text message or a message asking you why eventually, and I'll be able to share with you because you didn't fill out the form. So leaders, please make sure that your teams know about that. And if you are a team leader as well that has your own pages and want to, directors I'm actually speaking of, that wants to shout out your teams, then I suggest maybe doing that same thing if you want to continue to do that. Or that's the step that you maybe less headache to have to, a step you can delete out of your month. It's up to you. So that should be coming home via email soon. Simone says, Facebook isn't working. Can someone please put the Zoom link in here? Yes, ma'am, I can. Let me see, invite. Right here, same thing. If you do that, or you just step maybe less headache, just a step you can delete out of your month. It's up to you. Okay, so I just put the link in. I hope that worked. So you're welcome to jump on the call. All right, so that I think is the majority of the updates of kind of our housekeeping that we did. So far, it's been a great month. It's only the 7th. In case you're not aware, you may have joined yesterday. Our deadline to place orders is December 15th. What I always do, and I like to share with all of you, is that if you don't want to be delivering orders on Christmas Eve, you might want to share with your local customers and clients a couple days early. I always say the 12th. I give them a deadline a couple days early so I can get their orders in, packaged, and delivered a few days earlier than Christmas Eve. I'm actually leaving out of town on the 20th, so I have to get everything done well before that. Otherwise, they're going to have to get their stuff shipped directly to them. So direct ship is going to be the best bet, and it's less headache. And if they're willing to do that by all means, make sure you do that. Give that as an option. Okay. Really fast before we get into our actual subject tonight, which is about boosting our PRV. I want to make sure that, and this actually has a little bit to do with it. When you have customers and clients in your area, whether they are hosts or customers that are buying from your host, you want to make sure that you reach out to them and let them know that you'll be happy to place the order for them on the party. Just so they have the option of free shipping or less shipping charges, if they want that, okay? Because it's a little bit like good customer care that you're kind of going above and beyond and doing that for them, so they don't have to mess with the website, especially if there's like glitches and they can't figure out how to do it, whatever. But also, it just kind of takes the headache away from the client, right? They just, you say, let me take your order over the phone. You put it through. If they want it ordered right then and there and maybe shipped to them or shipped to somewhere else, you can still take it for them and create an individual order and add it to a party. So you can add it to your hostess's party, and it'll be connected, which this is new and we've been begging for years, and they finally have that as available to us. But if they want their stuff shipped and ready to go now, you can still give that extra customer care and place the order for them without them messing with the website, or save them on shipping if they're fine with waiting till the order closes. And you can let them know that you may not be able to save them on all the shipping charges if it's not a $500 or more party, but if they do add it to somebody else's party, if they do add it to the party and there's other orders, it's going to lessen the shipping charges because it's all coming to you as the consultant. And that gives you the opportunity to package and make it look nice, separate everything. And I promise you guys, if you do take the time to do all that, people notice. And I will tell you, it's a very high percentage of consultants of other brands that do not do that. And so people really appreciate the fact that Scentsy consultants go out of their way and really try to do that above and beyond customer care, okay? And it goes a long way, and that's how you create loyal clients that really, really stick with you for many, many years, okay? All right, so today I wanted to talk about PRV, personal retail volume. That's how we get paid. Most of our products are $1 is $1, except for our licensed products. So that entails Disney products, any type of sports like MLB, NFL, what's it called? Hockey, whatever that acronym is. Our cause products, things like that. And the reason behind it is because we have to pay those licensed products back, a kickback, or we're donating money to that specific cause, right? So we don't get the full commission off of that. That's the purpose behind it, as well as the with boxes. The with boxes, we don't get the full $30 off the with box. We get 25 PRV commission, right? And that's because it goes back to all of the what it goes into making that with box, all the materials, just the extra time it takes to put all that together. And if you've seen a with box, they do create extra cool little things like there's always some type of like a flyer of some sort that gives them some added value, a calendar or a recipe or something fun. And there's always a little bit more value of product than what you're paying for. So it's always like $35 worth of product or so. Plus the samples, the cost of the samples that they're putting in that box. So that's where the PRV comes from, okay? If you're ever questioning why we only get PRV for certain things, that's where that specific purpose is of why we only get certain PRV for certain things. Now, I've had a lot of people recently in some coachings that I've had ask me, how do I up my PRV? How do I get the PRV that I hear people are doing? How are these people getting 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, PRV a month? How is that even possible? So, well, first of all, you have to remember that time in the business creates loyal clients, right? And so if you're brand new, you've only been around maybe a little like 6 months, 3 months, maybe you just started, or even a year, you have to ask yourself, have you branched out of your circle of friends? Have you have you asked for referrals from your immediate, like, people of hands reach, meaning your warm market? Your warm market is the people that you already have built relationships with, or you just automatically have relationships because they're your family or your BFFs that you've known forever, right? People you work with, which is your coworkers that you see every day. So those people, they already trust you, they already like you. We hope, if you work with them, but they already know you, so they know that if they place an order with you, they know where you work, they know where you live, you're not going to run off with their money, right? You hear the expression, people do business with they know, trust, and from people they know, trust, and like, right? And so you have to think about this. It takes time to build trust. And so what we need to do is start from the people that we already have that trust with, and that's our warm market, right? So if you're not asking for referrals, saying, hey, who do you know that likes fragrance or does parties with other direct sales businesses? And you'll be surprised how many people actually know people that do this. They'll say, oh yeah, my friend, Sarah does Pampered Chef parties all the time, I should ask her. Things like that. Or, oh, Elizabeth, my friend or my cousin or whatever, that lady, her house is full of candles. And that's somebody you want to talk to. You want to get those wick candles out of her house, right? You want to make it a more safe home and get the fire out of her house. So you have to ask yourself, what is your purpose? What is your purpose and your goal of this business? So is it strictly just money? Or is your purpose of this business truly to serve people in a certain way? Like when I joined, I wanted to take fire out of people's homes. Yes, I had a desperate need to make money, but my passion and my dedication came from taking fire out of people's homes because my house burnt down when I was 7. So taking candles that set people's houses on fire on a regular basis was I was very passionate about. So ask yourself, what is your big reasoning why you want new customers? If you don't have a big, passionate or, sentimental reason like I do, that's okay. But you have to ask yourself, why is my friend going to refer me to her friend? Why is she going to do that? Am I in this for the long run? Am I going to take care of my friend's friend? Am I going to go above and beyond for them? Because here's the thing, and what is my character? What do people know about me as far as character? Are they going to trust me to give me that referral? And here's the thing, is that if you are in a position that your character isn't really that strong, like you don't have a really good reputation right now, the cool thing is you could always change that. You could always change that, because the higher percentage of people that really do support your business are usually not the people you know, because you get a fresh slate from all these new customers. They don't know your past. I'll share an actual personal story. When I joined Scentsy, my family did not support me. Do you know why? Because I quit jobs all the time, because I just could not find anything that kept my interest. I did not find my niche until I found Scentsy. So they were waiting for me to quit. Isn't that kind of sad? Like they were like, why am I gonna spend my money on this stuff when she's probably gonna quit anyways, right? So it hurt my ego, but I had to understand that they were coming from a history of my repetitious behavior. So I had to understand, and I had to prove them wrong and say, okay, you think I'm not going to do well in this. You think I'm going to quit, which is understandable. And I had to prove them wrong. So if that's where you are right now, that's okay. you just have to stick it out, and you have to find new people. So how can you find new people? There's a ton of places. The one thing is that people that you kind of know, like acquaintances, those are people you want to start with. When you first start, the first things first checklist, they talk about starting with Frank, right? Friends, relatives, acquaintances, and kids, like parents on sports and stuff like that. And a lot of you might say, oh, well, I don't have kids yet, but that doesn't matter. When I started, I had kids, but they weren't in school. They weren't in anything like any type of sports or anything. I walked myself into a daycare center and just introduced myself as a Scentsy consultant that is willing to do fundraisers. So there was no connection at all. But by me going in there and actually presenting myself as somebody that was willing to donate my money, do you think they listened to me at least enough to hear me out and read my proposal? Yes, they did. And I ended up meeting one of my newer team members who ended up doing very well in the business. She was actually a mom on the PTA that of this daycare center, who was part of the kind of decision process of doing the fundraiser. And she kind of sat back and was like, well, wait a minute, I've been doing another direct sales company for a long time, and I can't do fundraisers because it's not geared towards anybody. Like, I can't walk my products up into a daycare center and offer it as a fundraiser. And that's what got her interested. Okay. So I met new people because I was willing to meet new people. Does that make sense? So are you willing to step out of your comfort zone? So you have to ask yourself that. Are you willing to step out of your comfort zone? Now, if you your brain automatically went to, it's a pandemic, I can't do that right now, then you're in still the mindset of basically automatically telling yourself you can't, okay? Because yes, you're correct, we are, and you may not be able to walk into a daycare or a school right now, but what are your other options? You can call them, you can email them, you can get yourself on a list so they know they have somebody that's willing and able to provide a really, really lucrative product that people buy anyways, that is consumable, and that they could literally have a repetitive fundraiser every single 6 months if they wanted to, 3 months if they wanted to. And they have somebody that's willing to do it, and they can put you on a list to contact when they do their next fundraiser, because they're going to do it eventually. It may not be in the next 6 months, but eventually the world is going to get back to the way it is. And let me tell you, there's been people in Scentsy that have been doing fundraisers just online, and that's it. So you don't automatically go to how you can't and why you can't. Think about why you can and how you can, okay? Because I'm sure, I'm positive there's somebody that's watching this that automatically went to, oh, but it's the COVID issue, right? I really strongly want you to work on your mindset of, okay, if I can't do this, this way I can't, but how can I, okay? So we talked about referrals. Referrals, again, when you think about it, when you go to a restaurant and you love it, you think it's great, the customer service is great, the food's great, whatever, you just think it's great. You naturally talk about it, right? Oh my gosh, we just tried this new restaurant. It was amazing. It was good. We got good service. We got in really easily. We didn't have to wait long. You talk it up, right? And what happens? Your friends go to this restaurant because it got a good review. So how are you going to create that experience with your clients, your customers, and how are they going to turn into clients? Is by going the extra mile. How are you going to serve and make an experience out of your business for the people that you are serving, and turn your customer into a client? And if you don't know what a customer, the difference between a customer and a client is, a customer is somebody that's bought from you once. That's it. They're not your client. A client is somebody that is loyal to you and has purchased from you numerous times. Okay, they're loyal to you. But if they're a customer, they're a one-time purchase. They are not loyal. They may never order again. But how you're going to create a client and build a client is, sorry guys, my internet just literally just turned off out of nowhere. I apologize for that. So what I was basically talking about is the experience. What type of experience are you going to create for your customer to turn into a client? And so what I mean by experience is, how are you going above and beyond? Are you, writing a thank you letter, a handwritten thank you letter? Are you packaging it so it's aesthetically pleasing? I'm not saying making it this big, huge shebang that you have to spend all this money on, tissue and ribbons and bags and all this crazy stuff. If you want to, by all means do it, but you also want to make sure that what you do, you can keep up with, because you may have a ton of time to do it one day, but the next time you do it, you don't. And you don't want them to say, oh, well, now that I buy from her, she doesn't give a crap about what it looks like anymore, and she just throws these bags at me, right? So what can you do to be consistent, but also so they show that you took the time to package that order with love, right? Do you deliver the products to their front door? It's funny, a lot of you seasoned consultants are like, well, duh, but I will tell you, a lot of newer consultants, or some consultants that are even seasoned, have never thought of the option of delivering orders to their clients. That extra customer service goes over in a huge way, because the majority of direct sellers do not do that. They have it shipped directly to the host, and they want nothing to do with it. On that same note, a hostess should not have to sort through their products. They might as well be a consultant. If you do not want to have to sort through a hostess's party, you might as well give them the host kit and sign them up, because they might as well be getting paid for your job. That's the way I look at it, because it's just not fair. They're hosting for you, you're getting paid, and they're earning rewards by giving you new leads, new customers, and new possible clients, and even new hostesses and new consultants. So that's why you're getting paid. So the least you could do is sort the products, and then ask them, would you like me to deliver them for you, or will you see these people and I will deliver them all to you, but they're all ready to go. They know this is this person's. You can put a little name tag on if you want to, or just make sure the order receipt is visible enough with the name so they know whose is who, okay? That, people pay attention. They're like, wow, this person took time on this order, on this party. They know that it takes, a little bit of time to sit and unpackage, label everything, which I hope everybody's labeling everything, because our products are consumable and they're also great gifts. And so a lot of your products don't go to the person that purchased the product. It goes to somebody else that you never see. And so if you're not labeling everything possible, you're hurting yourself, and that's hurting your PRV, because they're going to need new products eventually. And so you're turning your hopeful, what could be a client, into a customer, because they have no way of knowing how to get a hold of you. So think about that. If you are somebody that just puts everything in a bag and sends it on its way, you're basically not helping your future business. So labeling is so important. I just have to throw that out. So let's go back to the referrals. Where are you with your character with most people? You're the only one that knows that. If you're good and people know that you're trustworthy and you're on time and you're reliable, that's awesome. Good for you. If you're not quite there yet, you can always start with a clean slate with new people, okay? Because they don't know that you have that history. And like I said, that's what happened with me, is I started with totally new people. They had no idea that I quit jobs every 6 months, or, the longest job I ever had was 2 years in my entire life. And I was 31 years old when I started Scentsy. Sounds kind of bad, right? But I knew in my heart I had something bigger, and I knew there was something out there for me. I just didn't know what it was. It was Scentsy. It was working for myself. It was being a business owner. It was being a team leader. It was being creative, you know, and that's that story. But anyways, all right, let's see. As far as PRV, we have products that come in several different, we have fragrances that come in several different products. Now, a lot of, in the sales industry, it's called an upsell. That word sometimes scares people. I definitely admit that scares people, because we don't want to be, a lot of people don't like to be considered a salesperson. Well, I'm here to tell you, we're all salespeople. I'm sorry, okay? But if you don't like that verbiage, you can say, I like to share the products, which is fine. You share it, because it does sell itself. So all you have to do is share the products, and it sells itself. That's great. So if you hate to be labeled as a salesperson, then that is absolutely true. However, you can turn a, 1 bar of wax into a bigger order by sharing what all the other products you have in that same fragrance. So you need to ask yourself, do you take the time to educate and share with your client? Did you know that this scent also comes in laundry and in clean and car bars for your car, and this and that and this and that? And do you even know what products that your fragrances come in? That's our biggest question right now. How educated are you as a consultant of what your products come in and what fragrances your products come in? Now, I admit it, there is a lot of products in our product line right now. When I started, it was like maybe we had buddies, room sprays, circles, tins, warmers, and wax. I think that was like it. That's like 7 products. So it was a lot easier than it is now. So I believe me, I get it. It is a little bit harder. However, if you're in this as a business, if you're on this call right now, I know you want to grow this as a business. You wouldn't waste your time if you weren't in this for the long run and you were trying to build a business. So it's important for us to take time to learn our products, right? So I always say, bring your catalog with you everywhere you go, which you should anyways, but bring yourself a master. I have a master. I wish I had my purse with me, but I carry around a master and I make little tabs. And so I can just flip to that area really fast of what product I want. And like maybe when you're sitting at the dental office, or you're waiting for your kid to pick them up, or whatever, when you have spare time, study the products, study the fragrances and what they come in. But the thing is, you don't have to memorize it all, you guys. The catalog is your resource. If you don't remember everything, when you're placing an order for somebody, take just a couple seconds and just go to that grid of the catalog and see what else that scent comes in, and say, hey, Cindy, did you know that we also sell, lemon verbena and all these different product lines? And the thing is we have to be okay with hearing the word no, or I'm okay, or no thank you, okay? But just like when we're trying to build our teams, the answer is always no if we don't ask or we don't share, right? But just the other day, I had somebody come over my house that lives around the corner from me and said she's desperately in need of some fall scents, because every time I contacted her, she was fine, and now she's out. She waited till the last second, and now she has nothing. So I did let her come over to see what I had in stock. Well, she started with, can I just get a few bars? You guys, she left with $165 worth of products, okay? And yes, I asked her if she knew anybody that needed to buy some products, because she's very close to hosting a party and she can get some half off items. But she was like, no, I just want to get my products right now. So if you ever have a customer that's close, it's almost giving a disservice to them by not letting them know that they're only, you know, X amount of money, $35 or something like that, away from a qualifying party. Because if I never would have told her, you don't want her going back and looking at the catalog and the host structure and saying, why didn't Jess tell me I only had to spend that much more money to get a, you know, free and half off items? So you want to make sure that they know. I always tease them a little bit. I go, I just don't want you to get mad at me and see that you were that close. I always do that. I do my hands and everything. Like, I'm just saying, I'm just letting you know. And she denied me, which was fine. And she knows I've been teasing her for years about joining Scentsy because she buys like this all the time. She waits till the last minute and then she just buys a bunch all at once. But here's the thing, you guys, she came for bars. She left with a mini warmer, with Scentsy soaps, with counter clean, because I made sure I let her know everything that the scents that she was buying in, what I had in stock, but also I educated her on what is available, like that it comes in those. Even if I didn't even have it in stock, I said, yeah, and we also have it in these product lines. I don't have that in stock, but if you're interested, I could always order it for you. And she's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that that was available. And it's not that she never had a catalog. Here's the thing, you guys, they don't look through your catalog as thoroughly as you think they do. When you think about it, we don't look at our catalog as thoroughly as we should. Our customers and clients darn well don't, right? So we have to think about that. We have to take the time to educate as much as possible. That's how we're going to get that more higher PRV, okay? Now, are we asking for the party? Are we asking for the party? In that case, I did, and she didn't want to do it. But a lot of times, my sales come from somebody wanting to place an order, but then I turn it into a party because I say, you know, I don't like my customers paying full price. So why don't you just send this text out, see who needs some Scentsy, and we will put everything together and put it into a party order, and you can get your stuff for free and half off items. Okay, so that's how I upsell the party. She gets her stuff for free and half off, and so she's spoiled, my clients, and then her friends and family or whatever gets more products, but then I'm bulking up my PRV because it's not just a 6-pack of bars that she wants to order. It turns into a $200 or more party, okay? So we've talked about upselling, meaning educating on all the products that fragrance comes in, or even talking about fragrances that are similar that they may like that comes in a different product. Referrals are important. Asking for the party and making sure that you realize that sometimes your customers and clients, if they're your actual like warm market people, that there is a time frame that you're kind of on like a probation period. They're testing you, they're watching you, they're seeing how long are you going to keep up this yay I love Scentsy time. You know, how are you going to be around in 6 months? Are you going to be just as excited in a year? And then when they see the consistency on your end, that's when they start to trust that, oh, well, I kind of do know some people that probably want to do, if I do a party for her, they'd want to buy because she's been doing this, he's been doing this for a while. So just know that that's normal. It's not you personally. If you're dealing with that, it's what we all go through. It doesn't necessarily mean that you were a flake like I was with jobs and before I joined Scentsy. It just may be that they see other people starting and quitting direct sales businesses, so they just assume that you're going to do the same thing, which is sad. And I'm sorry that you're kind of getting, you know, treated like the way everybody else, but it's just that much more satisfying, you guys, when you prove them wrong, when you're the one that's still around. And basically, you have to decide, are you in this for the long haul? PRV is also something that's it's very important to set a goal every single month. If you just kind of start the month saying, oh, we'll see what happens, it's more likely for you to not, have a higher PRV rate than if you say, all right, this seems high to me, but I'm still going to put it there, because you ever hear that expression, shoot for this moon and you'll land among the stars? So if the moon is $2,000 and you think like that's so unattainable, you may end up getting $1,500 or $1,000, which seems like you can't even imagine getting there right now, right? Or you may have hit 2,000, but you're wondering why some people hit 5,000. So, stretch yourself and say, I want to goal myself for 3,000, and you end up doing $3,500 or whatever. You goal yourself for 5,000, you end up doing $4,500. But you have to go stretch yourself. If you're always playing it safe, then you're never going to really see what your true potential is. And they always say that the greatest things in life are always right outside of your comfort zone. And I can honestly attest as a personal testimony that everything that I've ever experienced in life that has been great, that has been, that I've literally blown myself away as far as achieving things, it was never things that I thought I can do or was achievable. It was always out of my comfort zone. It was all skills that I didn't have naturally. I had to grow them. I had to learn them. I had to nurture them. And I still have to nurture them. And I still have to grow them, because anything that isn't constantly, you're not putting energy towards, you lose it. You lose the energy, right? So when you think about it, let's think about any type of just regular energy. If you aren't charging the battery, right? If you don't charge up your phone and all you're doing is using your energy over and over, and all day long, but you don't charge it back up, is it going to work for you? No. So just like training yourself and learning getting the knowledge, or even you may even know the knowledge, but if you're not being reminded of that same knowledge to use it, so that's two different things. You may have the knowledge, but you have to ask yourself, am I implementing it in my business every day? And you're the only one that can say yes or no. So you can put as much energy as you want into your business, but are you actually utilizing that information that you're receiving? So I can honestly say, as an example, is that I had a lot of energy and a lot of information that I built up for years in my business. When I stopped connecting to training calls and with other Scentsy consultants, that knowledge was wasted knowledge, and I stopped using it. And it affected, I saw the difference in my business and my production. There was personal life things going on, reason why, but that didn't matter. It affected my business. So you have to remember that. Or somebody that, I know we're almost done, but an example, somebody that lived their whole life in a different country and they spoke another language. They could move to the US. If they stop speaking that language, they forget it, right? They lose their accent. They forget how to speak the language. If they're not constantly speaking it and around other people, they lose their accent, even though they lived their entire life in another country. And just because they moved there, it's the same thing with knowledge, you guys. So it doesn't matter how knowledgeable you are, how successful you become, you have to constantly continue to educate yourself. So I hope that, the one thing I didn't mention about PRV, and basically today was a good example. If you're not utilizing the limited time offers as a huge bump in your PRV, it should be a total addition to your PRV. It's energy, it's definitely time consuming, and it's planning and organization. If you're not planning ahead of time and gathering pre-orders and organizing who has what and collecting order forms and payments ahead of time. All the people that are doing all that, they're putting a lot of energy in their business, and that's why they're getting those results. So if you're not willing to do that, then you're not going to get the results, right? So you have to ask yourself, am I willing to put that extra time in and contact everybody, get their payments, make a list of who's getting what, and, you know, sit on the computer and, you know, sit there and stare at the computer for 30 minutes, you know, just waiting to get in the queue. There's a lot that happens for the people that actually get those LTOs. So, but I'm not saying that some people do all of that and you still don't get your LTOs because it sells out fast. But what I'm saying is that if you're not keeping up with what's coming out and utilizing that as an extra resource, then you're only hurting yourself. So that, and right now, the last year, we've never had so many LTOs in our entire business. I mean, honestly, this past 2 years has been the biggest jump in PRV for everybody. We never used to have this kind of extra bumps in our months. So right now, and I'm always transparent with you guys, if you're not selling at least $500 a month, you're not utilizing what's available to you, because we have so many bonuses in products that are available to us right now. And it's just a matter of if you're utilizing it. And it's a choice. And if you're choosing not to, then you have to be okay with the result that you get at the end of the month. And that's okay, it's your business. But you can't be upset that somebody's selling $5,000 when they're putting a bunch of, you know, hard work into collecting orders and follow-ups and upsells and taking time to get referrals and things like that. Okay. I hope this was helpful. This whole month, the rest of the month, we're going to focus on PRV. I'm going to have a guest speaker that's like amazing at upselling and PRV. Congratulations. Well, I haven't got her approval yet, but we have somebody that just hit the annual sales award. So I will get approval from her. See, it's like natural to want to congratulate people, but we do have somebody that already hit annual sales. And basically to do that, you have to sell $30,000 from May to the following April, and it's only December. She still has January, February, March, and April still, 4 more months in the annual calendar for sales. So that's super awesome. And the reward is she gets a sales bonuses. I have this right here, which is your starter guide, and it actually says what the annual sales reward is, and I'm totally just went blank right now what that is. Let's see. Annual sales. Okay, so that says, where is the annual sales? Annual mentor. So annual mentor award, if you don't know what that is, if you personally enroll 14 or more new consultants who achieve the title of certified consultant or higher during the qualification period of May 1st to April 30th, you get a personalized trophy and $25 bonus per certified consultant and $50 bonus per lead consultant or higher, which is definitely a nice bonus, believe me. Let's see. That's the sales award, director bonus. Why is the sales award not on here? Give me a second, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm seriously like blank of what that. Oh, here it is. The annual sales excellence award goes to all consultants who achieve 30,000 PRV or more each year. It comes with $1,000 bonus and a trophy qualification period, May 1st through April 30th. So yeah, she's going to get a little $1,000 bonus, which is awesome. And so there's so many different ways to make money, to be rewarded in this business. So I hope that you really, really dive in and learn all the ins and outs of this business, because there's so many different ways to really grow and make a lot of money as well, and just grow on a personal level. So I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you guys off. I do have somewhere to go today. So If you have any questions or comments, you can message me directly. I'm going to upload this to YouTube and then send it to email you guys. You can also respond in email if you have any questions. I always send my calendar. You can always set up time with me one-on-one to talk about PRV or whatever you need help in, and I'm happy to help. All right, guys, thank you for showing up for yourself in your business, and I hope you guys have a great night. Love you guys. Bye.